Welcome back to the sports half, everybody. We just saw Bengaluru FC lose 3-2 to Odisha away. Let's talk about it. Okay, to just begin things off, right? I think let's talk about the team performance to begin with, and then we can talk about individual performances, coach, foreigners, whose fault is it basically, right? We've played 5 games now. We have won one, drawn one, and lost three. All the three losses have come away, and our points have come at home. That's something to keep in mind. Because see, fortress is the fortress, right? You come into the fortress, you are always expecting points, and BFC has turned up at home so far. I mean, it's just been 2 games, so let's not jump the gun here. But yeah, we did get points in both the home games so far. But let's talk about our away form. Kerala Blasters, we conceded, a silly goal with Gurpreet's mistake, and end of the day, that is where we lost the game. Right, we lost 2-1 there. And Mohan Bagan was a 1-0 loss. So again, when you look at it, it is close. 3-2 Odisha, close. But the most important thing, I think, in terms of team performance so far, Kerala, Mohan Bagan, and Odisha, that I have noticed is that we start well. We look like a team that wants to do that wants to play positive football, and that is something, where credit is due. If we are trying to do that, great. Our pressing has been an amazing positive so far, I would say. Mohan Bagan, if you remember, first 10, 15, 20 minutes, really positive pressing. We were really, at Mohan Bagan's throat. And Odisha today, first 20 minutes, we look like a champion team, pressing really high, playing very sleek football, and most importantly, I would say, hard work by the Indian youngsters in the first 20 minutes. Suresh was running everywhere. Harsh Patre, the teenage boy he is, right, and he is working so hard in the first 20 minutes. Namgyal Bhutia, really good in the first 20 minutes. Roshan, I think he was great in the first 20 minutes again. And these are players that, they need to really step up this season, especially Namgyal Bhutia, Roshan, Suresh. These are the players you're expecting to step up into the role, because we've sold players in their positions. Roshan, of course, is a top class player, but Namgyal Bhutia, if you look at him, we sold Prabir Das in that position, right? So we're expecting Bhutia to step up. He was good. The first goal, in fact, came from Namgyal Bhutia's long ball on the flank to Ryan Williams, and it was a pin perfect ball. I feel Namgyal Bhutia is a confidence player in that sense, right? You give him enough confidence, and he's going to play well. But the moment something wrong happens, something goes wrong, then the confidence goes away, and he's starting to think that extra second to play right, and that is where I think we're losing the game. Today, the after the first two goals, until the first two goals, we looked like a champion side. I've said this already, and I'm going to say it again. We look like a champion side. I am extremely, excited to see us play like this away from home, not just for 20 minutes, but for at least 60 minutes. And the Indians have to step up. There is no two ways about it. If you look at the Indian names in the squad, these are all national team players: Rohit Kumar, Suresh, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, Sunil Chhetri. Yeah, that's four players who are in the national team. Roshan is knocking on the doors of the national team, and we as Bengaluru FC fans definitely think that he deserves a spot in the national team as well. So that's 5 Indians who are national team players, and you've got four foreigners, and that's nine. And so this is not a bottom half team at all. There is something seriously going wrong in the back room, behind the scenes, maybe on the training pitch. The standards are not being set high enough. It's just a free for all buffet. You come train, but hey, me as the coach, I'm just gonna pick my favorites, and that's happened before. The coach picking his favorites. Yeah, we can, from the stands on the TV, we can clearly see certain players who are not performing up to the mark, but the favorites are the favorites, right? So that has happened. Uh, but just coming back to the, I'm sorry, it's I'm a little bit angry at how we let go of that game. Having experienced players in that team, we let go of a 2-0 win, and capitulated into 3-2. Roshan's red card, was that really a red card? Especially that second yellow, I think that was very soft. It was a clip of the heels. It wasn't, you can't really say, hey, that was intentional. And it wasn't, was it really a like a goal, attacking, opportunity creating action that Odisha was performing, where Roshan clipped on purpose, and you get a yellow? It was so 50-50, and the ref should know not to spoil the game with a second yellow. I don't think it was a second yellow. Please let me know in the comments if you think otherwise, and we are very open to conversations, to discussions, as you might have seen with our post match interviews as well outside of the stadium, right? But yeah, coming back to the game, Odisha made a few changes in their starting 11. They started Narendra Galot instead of Murtada Fall, and they played CY Goddard as an attacking option in the starting 11, right? And I think that is where the two goals went in for BFC, because I was watching the game of Odisha against Kerala Blasters, and the first 30 minutes of that game, where Odisha was leading, by the way, and even got a penalty and could have gone 2-0 up, um, they were dominating the ball. Odisha was dominating the ball, and that is because it's just how Sergio Lobera teams play, right? The centre back split, and you've got Jau, who is so good on the ball. He does give the ball away a few times, but every time he gets the ball, the entire team has confidence in him that he's not going to lose the ball, and they are going to keep the ball, right? So the centre back split, Jau comes in, and then you've got the fullbacks giving you the width, and you're trying to find a ball that breaks the lines into the midfield or even to the striker sometimes, right? What we did really well was, now Odisha, just going back to Odisha team itself, Narendra Galot, clearly it looked like Odisha does not trust him on the ball. So every time Joe gets the ball, it wasn't, hey, let's keep the ball here, let's attract the press and then find the space in between. They were not doing that. Instead, what they were doing was they wouldn't pass it to Narendra Galot. They would, as soon as it comes to Jao, play a couple of passes and then put the ball into the midfield. Try to get the breakthrough pass within the first, say, 5-6 passes of the build-up, which is not how Odisha plays traditionally, at least. And that was down to Narendra Galot. We took advantage of it. We were very compact in the middle. Suresh, Harsh Patre, Kezaya, three extremely solid players. They're defensively very good. They intercept balls. They read the game really well. And Harsh Patre, man, huge kudos to Harsh Patre, who this is his second start in professional football, and he looks like he's been doing this for a couple of years at least. Very calm and composed on the ball. Of course, he can improve. Of course, he can improve his passing. Of course, he can improve his duels. He can be more physical in the midfield. There are lots of points of improvement, but for a teenager, I believe he's 18 years old, maybe 19. I might be wrong. Correct me. He looks the real deal. and better than Rohit Kumar at the minute. If Harsh can find those line breaking passes from midfield, or even the switch of play, for example, right? So if Harsh can start doing that, he has a position in the starting 11 nailed on, if he can show that his passing is good enough, right? Now, I was actually talking about a particular thing, right? Where is where we're talking about the press. We kept it tight in the midfield, and then we started pressing them. There were a few triggers. For example, if the ball went out to Narendra Galot, we press. If the ball went to Jerry on the left back of Odisha, right, then we press. So there were a few pressing triggers which we did really well. Won the ball high up the pitch, created chances, put the pressure on Odisha, made them really scared. So those were the good points. But then Jerry's goal, I'm sorry, Poitia's goal went in, the long ranger. What a bloody goal! Nobody's stopping that. Not even prime De Gea, prime Keylor Navas, you name it, nobody's stopping that. That was unstoppable, and you couldn't do much about it. It was just great transition play from Odisha. Winning the ball by Jao's tackle at the edge of the box, released it very quickly, and rest is history. 2-1. Now, when that 2-1 went in, what happened to the game plan? It went into the gutter, to be honest, right? We stopped playing the game plan that we came in with for the first 20-25 minutes, and it just became the same old BFC, where we look at sixes and sevens, we don't know what we are doing, we don't know what our patterns of play are. We just looked like we'll just looked all over the place. I would say, at this moment, when we are not following the plan, that is where your core team comes in and says, hey, get your shit together, get your head together. Let's play a defensive game, or let's dominate on the ball for a while. Let's slow things down, right? So yeah, I think that was missing. Damjanovic, Jovanovic, Kazaya, they are the ones who are expected to communicate this to the rest of the team, and I don't think they did. And that second goal, man, what was that? I mean, should have been cleared, we should have been more aggressive. It's in the box, the guy is on the floor, just kick the ball out. But no, we were just standing our ground, um, thinking, hey, we've got everything covered. All it took was, I'm not sure who scored the second goal. That was Isaac, I believe. Just toe poked it into the back of the net. 2-2. And now when we are 2-2, half time, Simon Grayson is in the dressing room. What is he saying to the team? What is Simon Grayson saying to the team at halftime? Is he saying, hey, good job? 20 minutes, I saw exactly what I want this team to do. Forget everything that happened after the second, after the first Odisha goal. Forget everything that happened. Let's just go out there and play the same game again, right? What is Simon saying in the halftime? Because second half, we come back onto the pitch and we see the same lackadaisical, I don't know what I'm doing here kind of play, and it's honestly really disappointing. I understand when you look at me talking passionately about the team and us losing 3-2, you might think I have given up on the club, but that is far from the truth. We've played 5 games. We are going to be playing 22 games in total. Yeah, that's 17 games that are left. 17 games. That is a lot of games left. And I believe last year, if you look at last year, right, top six, Odisha finished sixth, and they got 30 points, right? So I think this year, 35, 33, 35 might be the magic figure. to finish in the top half of the table, that is top six? And do you want Bengaluru FC to finish in the top two? Of course we do. But do you expect Bengaluru FC to finish in the top two? Absolutely not. Because Mohan Bagan has gone there and spent so much money. Mumbai City FC, with all of the city groups, connections and network, they recruit really well, and they have the money to keep their main players in the team, right? So top two, you're never expecting to begin with, and that is fine. Now, does Bengaluru FC have to finish third? Is there a difference between finishing third on the table and sixth on the table? The honest truth is, there is no difference. You finish third, you finish sixth, you go into the same thing, eliminator, sixth place third. So finishing sixth is as good as finishing third. Doesn't matter. Get into the top half of the table. And like I said, 35 points is what we need. We have 4 right now. So we need 31 points. If you, out of 17 games, if you say, hey, 6 draws, that leaves us with 11 games and 25 points, right? So that's 8 wins, 8 out of 11 wins. That's the bare minimum, unfortunately. We are going to have 9 more home games. Yeah. And 9 home games, we've got to be getting 5 wins, 6 wins, 8 wins. We get 8 wins, we are into the top half. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, I mean, we've got to fix something. I think it's a case of leadership. It's a case, maybe from Simon Grayson, the leadership is lacking. Just a quick point on Simon Grayson's coaching, right? You look at Jessel. He didn't put a foot wrong in the first 2 games that he played, but then he finds himself on the bench. What does that tell a player like Jessel? It tells him that, hey, it doesn't matter if you give your best. It doesn't matter whether there is enough. You've taken enough time to gel into the team. I am going to pick my favorites game after game, or tell Jessel that, hey, you're not what we wanted. We signed Jessel. Why did we sign him? As a bench warmer, as a starting 11 player? I hope that communication is really clear to the players that, hey, this is what I think of you at the minute. Prove me wrong and you go up the hierarchy, right? I hope there is a structure of such sort in the club, because if Simon is not calling the shots in the club, then this team is not going to improve. And we can't be depending on our home form only. We've got to be getting points, especially from rivals who we have to get points from. Odisha is one of those teams we have to get points away as well. Punjab, Chennai, just to name a few, Punjab and Chennai is what comes to my mind. We need to be going out there in the away games. Hyderabad, we need to go to these away games and get those points. So as long as we don't do that, we're not getting top half. And if we are not getting top half with this team, maybe the pitchforks are going to come out and we are going to hear a few Simon go backs. But for now, stay tuned and keep supporting the team. Keep supporting our channel. Give us a like if you liked our post-match review. And we keep doing a lot of these videos, pre-match, post-match. Outside the stadium, we do some post-match reviews as well. Go check us out on our Instagram page as well. We do a lot of Indian football specific content, not just BFC. So if you liked what you have seen, please like, please share, please subscribe, and see you on the next one.